Hiya, and welcome back to Nekojishi, the game that it's cute, but it reminds us all of our profound loneliness. Anyways, let's just get started. After that weekend, my new college life living with 3 big cat spirits pretty much begins for real. I come and go from school as usual, but for the most part, my life has been turned on its head. I mean, I've never wanted an ordinary, boring life, but I know for a fact that no other college students have to deal with this. I've tried my best to keep things normal, but people still catch me talking to myself, and well, those rumors aren't great. I didn't have many friends at school as it stood, and that doesn't help to make things better. Luckily, I can handle classes by myself. As far as clubs goes, the other guys still don't buy that there's nothing going on between me and Senpai. I don't even bother taking them on about it anymore. I've just learned to be okay about it. After all, getting rid of Senpai is mission impossible. All in all, I still can't say living with these cats is something I've gotten used to. My room isn't big enough to give me any privacy. After all, I've got certain needs, you know? In the end, there's nothing else I can do but to try and survive this. Besides, it's not like everything is to hate about it. I mean, it's hard to not find some enjoyment from living with 3 hot guys all the time, right? That day, I was going to the bookstore to see if there was anything I would want to pick up and read, for myself and partially at the certain request of a certain guardian tiger. Senpai had a class, so he didn't come with. Of course, Tiger was with me, but Leopard left as soon as we started browsing the shelves. I guess he doesn't really have much interest in it, especially considering he can't read Chinese. So it was just Tiger and I, browsing about the literature section as usual. I was keeping an eye out for a certain collection of short stories, but I couldn't see it on the shelves. Sorry, my doggies. Come on. I was keeping an eye out for a certain collection of short stories, but I couldn't find it on the shelves. Instead, I resorted to looking around for anything that catches my interest. I checked over a few book covers, but nothing struck my tastes, so I kept browsing along down the shop, finding myself in a corner that I don't recall ever paying close attention to before. Liao, may we take a look over there? Tiger suddenly seemed very interested in a certain bookcase. I went over to see what was so curious about it. Huh? Okay. Textbooks? I'm surprised at Tiger's interest in these school textbooks. It just looks like boring study material to me. Oh, a book on mobile phone development, And this one seems to be a tutorial on computer systems. You seem confused. I am merely interested to discover how all your technology works. Do you believe we could find that type of resource here? Oh, maybe. Let me see. It took a while, but I finally found a book about the development of computers. Flipping through some pages, it looks like it has chapters on computer history, the development of the internet, and other related topics. I'm not too sure about Tiger's grasp on physics, but it seems like the explanations are given through analogous stories. He'll probably get the gist of it. Give this one a go. If that's what you want, I'll try and find some more. Certainly. Guardian Tiger reaches for the book, pulling out its chi form, proceeding to flick through a few pages. Not a terrible book at all. Liao, did you end up locating the book you were searching for? Not yet. I'll keep looking for a bit. I believe I'll keep flipping through this one for now. Good luck. Okay, have fun. Tiger paces over to a table and sits down, pensively reading his newly found textbook. Turning back to the literature section, I pick out a book to read. I promised that I'd wait for Senpai to finish class so we could walk back together, so I might as well do something while I'm waiting. I read my book, occasionally glancing over to see Tiger absorbing in his. As the hours passed, I was about halfway through the novel, but he was almost at the back covers book already. There's no way my novel is bigger than that textbook. How does he read so fast? With a satisfying thump, Tiger closes the book. He then gets up to grab another from the shelf. Some time passes before I finish my book. Just as I do, Senpai finally calls me. Huh? That worked out nicely. Oh, Senpai, we're pretty much done at the bookstore. I'll be over in like 5 minutes. Okay, I'll wait for you at the cafeteria. I quickly finish reading the last few pages. It was actually written quite well. I take a moment to ponder my feelings about the book, not even noticing that Tiger is still reading across from me. I guess he ended up finding another book. Tiger, it's time to go. Oh, yes. After being told that we need to leave, he promptly closes the book in his paws, though he seems a bit dejected about having to stop. You only just started reading that one. Why not buy it if you want to keep reading later? Can we? I asked Tiger to show me what book he was reading. It's not cheap. The price is a bit... If it is that expensive, then we shouldn't buy it. I could see the disappointment behind his words. Okay, should we buy the computer history book for Tiger? You know what? Might as well. How about this? If we get the book, we can just save money elsewhere by not buying as much junk food for you. Perfect. Tiger is clearly embarrassed. So, would you rather get this book or some more junk food? I would prefer the book. Knowledge is worth more than an excess food, after all. I yearn to keep up to date with the kids of today. I don't really think that's the type of book kids would be reading, but to each their own. For someone like Tiger who doesn't understand a thing about modern technology, he'd learn some useful stuff from it anyway. Bracing my wallet, I decided to take the book over to the cashier. Thank you, Liao. I shall cherish this book. Just as long as you don't be a guts for dinner, alright? Of course. I'll strive not to. That was a joke, but the price of this book isn't funny. We'll have to be crafty with spending money for the next few days. I'm so worried about today's quiz. Well, usually a quiz is no big deal, but recently all my study plans have been severely messed up by some cats. Okay, maybe that's an excuse. It's not like math was my strength to begin with. Even though I managed to review the whole topic, it doesn't change the fact that I didn't understand all of it. Cramming is never a substitute for studying, after all. But I'll never get through this quiz by complaining about it. I keep calm, walk into the class, and gently take my seat. It's kind of weird to be in class at this point without Senpai with me. It's not his class, so obviously he can't get away with sitting in on the test. As soon as I get my paper, distracting thoughts are put to the side. I give it a go, head on with all my might, even if I don't end up making sense on most of the questions. And as such, 40 minutes pass in a blink of fury and determination. All that fury and determination I had just a while ago burnt to a crisp, my mind resorting to absent-mindedly scribbling on the back of the exam paper. I do that. Third. I look up to find Leopard staring at my quiz. Third? What third? Wait, does he mean the third answer? I circle C for the multiple choice I'm on. I look up to see Leopard nod slightly. Is that really the answer? Just to make sure, I move my pencil to the next question and look at him. First. I circle A and Leopard nods. The hell? He knows the answers? Maybe his math is pretty good. In class he does always pay attention with that serious look on of his, but I thought he was just trying to pick up on the Mandarin. Was he actually learning math? But how? Even if his Mandarin was good enough, you can't just walk into a college-level calculus and get an A. I mean, even if it is just a general elective class, I can't even get through this quiz. Maybe Mr. Leopard is really a genius in disguise? It's a bit crazy to do so, but I follow the Leopard's instructions. He's throwing them at me so fast I can barely keep up. But this is math. No one can calculate this fast in their head. I mean, are these even the answers? I doubt he'd lie about it though, and it's not like I've got any better options. So I let it be and complete the quiz with Leopard's help. Then I sit there and wait for the end to come. With class over, I turn to my quiz and whisper to Leopard while everyone packs up their stuff. So, those answers, how did you know them? I watch. Watch? Watch what? Oh. He's just silent for a while. He walks to a desk nearby, then points to the seat. He was just reading out other people's answers? Does that mean I just copied on my quiz? That's cheating! Well, I was already cheating when I got his help to the quiz to begin with. It doesn't matter where he got the answers from. All I wanted to know was how he got the answers. I didn't want to cheat. Why didn't Guardian Tiger stop him? I see Tiger sitting in the back row of the classroom, seemingly delighted by the book he's reading. Yeah, this is my fault. I start to pack my stuff and get ready to leave. There's nothing I can do anyway. And at least I completed the first half by myself. Hopefully they don't catch me for cheating. Otherwise I'll be screwed. Alright, I just have to study hard from now on. I won't let this happen again. How should I explain it to Leopard? I wonder if he knows what an exam is. Well, thank you for your help. Nods. But, the way you did that wasn't good. It's called cheating, you know? I mean, you shouldn't copy other people's answers. That's against the rules, and not fair to others. So don't do that. Not fair? Well, see, it's unfair because I'm the only one who can see other people's answers. Understand now? Yes. So don't do that again. Sorry I didn't realize those were other people's answers and I just followed you. So next time, please don't tell me other people's answers. You look so sad. But thank you anyway. I understood that he just wanted to help, but even with the best intentions, he made a mistake. Even if I pass the quiz, that's all I get out of it. I won't pass the final exam without actual study anyway. I mean, what if he helped me during the final as well? I'm really worried about this elective knocking down my GPA. So if I can just cheat with Leopard's help... No, I can't think about cheating my way through this. I absolutely can't do that. I hesitate over it for a while, but with my stuff packed up, I leave the classroom. That night, we were at club practice. While our club leader gives a speech, I noticed Jihao coming over to me. Hey Liao, so you remember how you asked me if I knew any Rukai gods that looked like clouded leopards? Yeah? How'd it go? You get something? I look towards the god in question. He's listening carefully with a stern expression. Yeah, my mom had some ideas. So, while there aren't any clouded leopard gods, the Rukai do actually have a legend around a clouded leopard. A legend about a clouded leopard? Huh. What kind of legend? Well, a long time ago my ancestors were traveling through Wutai. Just as they were about to leave, a clouded leopard in the tribe refused to go any further. It made them stop and look. That clouded leopard led them to a treasured place, perfect for them to live and prosper. That's where they settled and formed the current Wutai tribe we have today. It's quite the tale. But you can never know if that's really what happened. I'd say the way our ancestors migrated back then was a little bit strange. But tales are tales. Maybe the clouded leopard you were thinking of is the one from that legend after all. Do you think he became a god after that? There's no way to be sure. Our tribe doesn't worship clouded leopards, but they do pay respect to them. Maybe there's a clouded leopard god out there after all. By the way, what made you so interested in all this? I was probably just wrong about it to begin with. Well, I just heard something about clouded leopards being respected by the Rukai. Then I wondered if any of them were gods. They're important creatures after all, right? Of course! As I said, the clouded leopards are respected by the Rukai. We would never harm them. But there's no reason to say they're all gods. Well, maybe the one who led the tribe to Wutai might be, but not the entire species. Okay, just that particular clouded leopard from that tale might really be a god, huh? Who knows? Mom didn't really mention it. And I don't think an animal can just become a god anyways. In our culture, all the gods existed since before the universe was created. Now that I think about it, that clouded leopard never told me he was a god. Maybe there's just a different name for it? Regardless, there's definitely a basis for that clouded leopard to have come from the Rukai tribe. Maybe he might even be the one from Jihao's legend. Right, I've got another question. Have you ever heard about Ali ID... Hydrogen Gang? Oh yeah, Hydrogen A? Let out a noise, leopard suddenly spoke out aloud next to me. What's wrong? Cat got your tongue? Yeah, kind of. Anyway, you ever heard about a god with the name Hydrogen? I definitely butchered that. I'd have to ask. It'd be great if you could. Thank you for all your help. It's no problem, really. Piece of cake. Now that that's over, I pretend to tell Jihao that I need to go to the bathroom so I can get a chance to talk to Leopard alone. So, Leopard, Jihao said he didn't know about any clouded leopard gods in the Rukai. You know anything about that? I've been putting this off for a while, but I decided to just ask him straight out. He probably knew I was suspicious of him anyway, best to just ask. I am no god. I am spirit. Spirit? I am spirit, not god. So if you're not a god, Jihao was right then. Yes. Okay, so are you the leopard who led the Rukai to Wutai? Yes. No. Yes and no? What does that mean? Not only Wutai. Kochapongang. Kong and Fanj. Are those all the tribes you've helped? Nods. I led the path. Those people live better. So he's been leading the path for the Rukai people to find better places to live for a long time now. Huh. I guess he's done a lot for the Rukai people. I understand now. I'm so sorry for suspecting you. It's fine. Sorry about that. So I guess Mr. Leopard is a good god. No, good spirit. He may not say much, but he's always got that distant look on his face. But from now on, he'll get a different face from me. One of respect. And that Idridrengain who sent him here. Hopefully this all turns out good in the end. I swear to God, I cannot pronounce that for the life of me. Afterwards, I go back to my seat, wave to Senpai, and focus on our club leader's choreography tutorials for the rest of the meeting. I was sitting at my desk just as my mobile started to ring. It's a call from back home. Honestly, I don't want to pick up, but it's been ages since I've talked to anyone from my family. After a moment of hesitation, I pick up the phone. Hello? Liao, my boy, your dad's been missing you. How have you been? Yeah, Dad, I've been fine. Well, I can't really say having to suddenly deal with those 3 cats is fine, but should I talk about that to Dad? I really want to find out if my family does have a history of having the ability to see the guardian tigers and other spirits. But if Dad finds out that I can do that, wouldn't he just force me to go back home? My older brother handles all the temple work these days. He takes it super seriously. It'd be stupid to put myself in competition to him anyway. Something wrong, Liao? You seem quiet. Yeah, it's okay. It's just... Should we? Well, if no one's going to say anything, I'll just... Dad, was our family ever able to see the guardian tigers? I hesitate a little bit, but I figure that asking him directly is the best option. See the guardian tigers? I mean, can we see guardian tigers during divination? Has anyone in our family been able to see them before? Seeing guardian tigers during divination? What are you talking about? Divination is divination. How could someone see the guardian tigers? So the answer is no. It's a no. Why are you so interested in all of this all of a sudden? Have people been telling you things? Oh, no, I'm just curious. I mean, we've been a Jitong family for a long time. Maybe there's something more to the guardian tigers. Oh, well, you did remind me of something, though. When I was a boy, my grandfather, well, your great-grandfather, always said that he was watched upon by the guardian tigers. If it were true, he must have lived well, honest, and kind. I don't believe it anyway. Well, that isn't to say that I don't believe in guardian tigers, though. I mean, surely the guardian tigers are busy. I highly doubt they would spend their time watching on us mortals. Your great-grandfather used to use stories like that to keep kids in line anyway. Modern people aren't as dogmatic as he was. But don't you tell that to anyone else. Otherwise, people might start thinking about us as a bunch of swindlers. We may be Jitong of the guardian tigers, but that doesn't mean we can actually talk with them. Anyway, don't blab about this to people. Understood? I got it. That's a good boy. And how's school? You keeping up your grades? I mean, I cheated on a quiz a few days ago, but I don't think I should tell Dad that. It's been going alright. Life has been pretty good here, and dance club has been going well. Glad to hear it. Just don't spend all your life in the club. Focus on study, okay? So when will we be down home next? I'm not sure when I would have some time. It's almost Qingming. You have a break then, right? You should come back if you do. Okay, I'll see if I can. Alright, remember to come home sometime and make sure to get enough sleep. Yeah, I'll make sure to sleep early tonight. That's good. Bye for now, son. Bye, Dad. I let out a sigh into the otherwise silent room. Are you alright, Liao? Did something happen to worry you? Dad said no one in my family has been able to see guardian tigers. Tiger nods, seemingly unsurprised by this. It has been too long since the last one. Hence why I said your ability is precious. But can I really see you? This could all just be my... If they don't exist, why can I see them in front of me? Just as I start to get used to having them around, Dad's got me doubting myself all over again. Of course you can. Who else would you be talking to right now? There is nothing to be worried about. Seeing is believing. I cannot blame your dad or your grandfather. They cannot see us. Liao, do you really believe I am just some illusion of yours? Well, a little bit. Honestly, I am worried about it. Still, I didn't expect him to address it outright. It is pointless to worry. Proving that we are not illusions is simple. How so? I simply have to do something you cannot. For example, taking a book from your shelf and reading you a page. Surely you could not remember it exactly. Still, I've read all of those already. There's a chance I could have just remembered the passage. Isn't there a better way you can prove your existence? Excellent point. There are several more options. How about you just open a website you've never seen before? You can close your eyes and I could read it to you. Simple. I am certain that will work. If that does not convince you, I can do much more. He's right, Liao. What's there for you to worry about? Senpai. Well, I didn't catch everything you said on the phone, but it sounded serious. You okay, Liao? Did you catch a cold? Don't tell me it's so bad you're seeing things. No, I don't have a cold. People don't just start seeing things from colds. So you hit your head? Liao, you might have brain damage. You're the one who hit their head. Come on, Senpai, stop messing with me. Liao, I don't understand why you're swearing so much. You can see us, that's the truth. Even if Likulao and the old man were your illusions, I'm a real person that everyone can see, and I'm standing right here. Senpai, you're human to everyone else, not a leopard cat. Come on, are you really this dense? Do you actually believe Yan Shuqi would just move in with you like this? You think he'd tell you stories about rejuvenating a temple in Miaoli? I'd be impressed if you made all this up. Well, you're right. Honestly, I don't care if your family heritage is the only reason you can see me. All that matters is that you can see me now, and that's that. Got it. It's alright, Liao. Just as I said, you're thinking too much about it. Are you feeling better now? I can't just change how I feel about it that quickly, but I do feel a little better. I should probably just stop stressing myself over it. Still, it's unreal to think that I can just see gods now. Liao, I made you see. I know, it's real. I didn't expect Leopard to be worried about me as well. Thanks, I'm alright. It was just a thought, nothing more. It's pretty obvious you were stressing over this. I was worried Liao might end up in an asylum. I'm pretty sure you meet a psychologist. And even then, no way. Okay. Come on, you don't need to treat me like an idiot. Liao is not an idiot. Thanks. Right, Liao isn't an idiot. Why do I feel that you're the only one making me out to be an idiot, Senpai? Must be those illusions of yours. Get off. I pretend to be angry, pouting as I look away from them. However, regardless of their teasing, I know they care about me. Just knowing that kinda makes me feel warm inside. So it's Friday already. Huh. Liao! What? What is it? What's wrong? Senpai jumped out of nowhere with intense determination, almost shocking the living daylights out of me. Liao, let's go to the hot springs this weekend. Eh? Hot springs? Hasn't it been super cold recently? It's a perfect time to enjoy a nice warm hot spring. Soaking yourself in hot water, munching on some snacks. It's the best thing in winter. Now that you mention it, I've never been to a hot spring before. By the way, isn't that expensive? Yeah, it's not cheap, but it's only the cost of like 1 or 2 dinners out at most. I'd totally do it like once a month, wouldn't you agree? The price of 1 or 2 dinners? I already spent heaps on books and things this month. I don't think I've got any more money to squeeze out of my budget. Don't you want to go? Well, really no. We only see it in anime, and wouldn't we be bathing with a bunch of strangers? And then a pretty girl shows up all of a sudden. Stop talking about anime plots. Besides, mixed gender hot springs are super rare these days. Actually, they're usually separated by gender, though you can get public springs which have a bunch of strangers together. But that's no fun when we can enjoy a private bath with each other. It's a small room with a big bath inside. It'd be all ours. I'd highly recommend it to you freshmen. A private bath? Huh. Wouldn't that be more expensive than the public baths? Well, yeah, but it's on me. You won't have to pay a cent. Really? But I don't want you to waste your money. I mean, it's only like 2 dinners out, like I said. Just don't think about it. Accept my generosity. Accept the opportunity. Yeah, but what I really wanted to say was, that's Yanshu Chi's money, not yours. Come on, I said it's okay. You're not going to disrespect your senpai, right? Alright, fine, let's go for it. Yeah, it's a bit strange, but I couldn't refuse him. He really wants this. In what feels like barely a second, Senpai is already on his phone looking up the hot spring for this weekend. Okay, I actually need to check something on like the Twitch community guidelines. Can I show their butt cheeks on Twitch? Can you show butt on Twitch? Okay. Nudity and attire policy. We are shifting from a garment-specific policy to one based on standard level of cover. We don't permit streamers to be... Okay, Okay. I think I found what I'm looking for. So I'm going to share my screen real quick and sort of show you what I see. Okay, we've seen some confusion around Cyberpunk 2077 as it relates to our rules on nudity and sexual content. Our community guidelines allow games that show some sexual content as long as it is not the focus of the game or core gameplay element. You may stream these games provided you progress naturally through things like character customization and don't spend excessive time focused on in-game sexual content or nudity. All games are held to the same standard and we are not making any exceptions for Cyberpunk 2077. Here we go. Sorry, I feel like this might be kind of boring, but like, I just want to make sure. Okay. Content or camera that focus. Sexually suggestive content is prohibited on Twitch. Evaluations on the sexual suggestiveness of a behavior or activity are independent of the user attire, so based on the overall surrounding framing and context. This policy also applies to embedded media, augmented reality, creative broadcasts, and channel content, such as banners, profile images, emotes, panels that are focused on provocative images, or fetishizing behavior or activity, groping or explicit gestures, content or camera focus on. Okay, I don't think it does. Yeah, I do not think it does. So I think I'm safe. The next morning we take off in a bus headed towards the depths of the mountains. Eventually, we arrive at the old street village surrounding the hot springs. Wow, there's a lot of people here. It doesn't appear vastly different from the main street back home. Many people. Oh, so you've never been here, Liao? Nope, I'm from the south, so I've never had a need to. Really? But this place is famous. You've been in Taipei for more than half a year now, and you haven't gone sightseeing at all? I have no money. Aw, you poor kid. You don't need to call me kid, senpai. Well then, let me, your wonderful senpai, introduce this place to you. Now, where should we start? Alrighty, did you notice how we drove beside a creek on the way up here? Since there's heaps of natural spring water here, a bunch of them are directly connected to that creek. So basically, the creek itself is warmed by the springs, but I've never actually had a chance to feel it personally. I've heard there's a bunch of private baths nearby. Most of the houses behind these merchants here are you'll probably have them. You know, I wonder what came first: people finding the hot springs, or people building the old street. Besides, I don't think it'd be a great idea just to go in the creek water. Some people do it because it's free, but it's probably not the best idea. I don't know, I would. Now then, enough with the boring stuff. Our destination is over there. Let's go. Senpai hurries me along the street enthusiastically. The other two walk behind us. A lot of these wares seem quite familiar. I look around: preserved plums, roasted corn, almond tea, mochi, and so on. It's pretty typical for a market street like the one from back home. Though a few special things do catch my eyes. For example, there's some wild boar sausages. Leopard is currently staring at them. Liao, we should get this. Tiger is drawn toward the roast suckling pig, which has been prepared into tiny meat cubes at the shop. Nah, we should wait to buy food until after our bath. I could do with a snack, but considering I have to eat whatever Tiger and Leopard want too, I suddenly feel super duper full again. Senpai's right, we might as well go to the hot spring first, alright? Come on guys, let's get there already. He looks so disappointed. They both look disappointed. I end up needing to push Tiger and Leopard to pry them away from the food and get them moving. Luckily, there's heaps of people around and I don't stand out doing so, even if I am pushing midair. Hey, over here! Senpai runs into a nearby building, the building itself resembling a traditional Japanese inn. He walks to the counter, handing 2 booking slips to the receptionist. Huh, So Senpai already had everything booked online and printed? I didn't even notice. He's more on top of things than I thought. The receptionist finishes booking us in, and we're led to our bathroom. At first glance, the bathroom is big. A marble pool takes center point while its water steams from the hot spring towards the back of the room. Toward my feet, near the entrance, is a small resting area. Even after several more glances, I'm still astonished by its size and grandeur. How upscale. Lavish. Why does it feel like they're scolding me? It's not like it was my choice. The staff members show us where to find some robes, towels, and drinking water. Then they remind us of the time limit, wish us to enjoy our time, and leave us be. I think I missed some of that. Alright, Liao, the clock's ticking, so let's get started. You can store your clothes here, and your robe is hanging up over there. I don't normally use the slippers, but you can use them if you want. People sweat a lot from the heat in here, so even though you're in water, don't forget to drink. Got it, Liao? You seem like quite the regular customer. I love hot springs, after all. I wouldn't recommend any less than the best for you, Liao. But this place seems expensive. I don't know anything about hot springs, but I know this room can't be cheap. Haha, don't worry about it. I had some discount vouchers, so it wasn't that expensive. It's a great chance to host you somewhere nice. Really? I'm still scared about the thing, so I'm just going to do more doom searching. Okay, Twitch literally does not answer my question, so I'm going to go with Cyberpunk rules. Really? I'm still uneasy about this. Is it really okay to just let Senpai pay for the bill? Yeah, I told you, it's fine. Anyways, isn't it cool that we get to have 4 people in here with only 2 tickets? 4? Oh yeah, there's us as well as Tiger and Leopard. But should they really be considered as people? I agree. It's quite the deal. Heh, I knew the old man would see reason. Anyway, come on. Let's stop wasting time talking. Take off your clothes, Liao. What? What? You want to get in with those clothes on or something? Did you even notice the shower over there? Hot spring rule number 1. Clean yourself before stepping into the spring. I know, but... I know this is pretty normal at hot springs, but this is way too embarrassing. Senpai should go first. Sure, no problem. I'll just... Senpai turns on the faucet, the bath beginning to fill. Next he starts to remove his clothes, then there. What? It was so sudden, I didn't even get a chance to walk away or give him space. I can't just keep staring at his naked body. I turn my head away in a meager attempt to restore Senpai's privacy. Liao, what are you doing? You must take a shower sooner rather than later. Yeah, I know. Why is that his business all of a sudden? Just turn around. Alright, what a timid child. I send a sharp look around the room, making sure nobody is watching me. The sound of Senpai's shower patters on the floor as I begin to remove my clothes. I try to get it done with quickly, but once my clothes are off, the patter of the other shower ceases. I turn my head to look, but I don't see Senpai. Right here, Liao. Senpai is already shoulder deep in the freshly steaming bath. Water's ready, Liao. Hurry up. Okay, I'm actually going to, hide it. please, don't keep staring at me, Senpai. Okay, okay. You're so shy, Liao. Senpai looks somewhere else for the moment. I turn my shower on and hurriedly wash myself. Now all that's left is to slip into the bath. Hot, careful. Wah! It's a warning too late. I retreat almost as fast as I went in. The heat was more than I had anticipated. Be careful, Liao. You gotta get into the bath slowly and let your body get used to the temperature. That'd be great, but I don't want these three staring at me the whole time. I take a deep breath and ease down into the steamy water. Whoa, that's awesome. I sit in the water, suffering through the burning feeling taking over my whole body. Are people supposed to think this is relaxing? Liao, old man, come on in. Even if you guys don't have bodies, you can still enjoy the atmosphere. Well, let me see. The water really is rather hot. Tiger puts a paw into the water as if he wasn't there. The water refuses to ripple at all. Leopard just shoves his entire arm into the water, grimacing from the heat. So hot. Well, it's gonna hurt if you get in too fast, though you'll feel really good once you're used to it. Why do I feel like you're implying something? I'd say you're the one with the impure mind here. Damn it, you're the one who said it, Senpai. Alright, I will try this hot spring. What about your clothes, though? I mean, sure, the tiger's clothes aren't real, but it'd still be strange to see him wearing them underwear. However, as soon as he fully submerges himself, his clothes disappear in the blink of an eye. What? Where are your clothes? I took off my garments. You wouldn't bathe with them on, would you? I mean, so you could make your clothes disappear? Well, of course. As you know, a god doesn't have any fixed appearance. So you can do that anytime. Correct. However, I consider my regular garments a part of my official appearance. Okay, so gods can change their clothes. That's cool. Talking about gods and their clothes, Leopard just stepped into the water. Whoa. I gotta say, this is a fantastic view. Leopard's just standing there, the steam rising around his well-defined body. My heart pounds as I see the reflection of his V-line mirrored on the surface of the misty hot spring. Tiger rests his back against the bath wall. The towering form of his rugged, handsome body contrasts well with the serene space steeped in tradition. Meanwhile, Senpai is trying to swim in the bath, his lithe body exposed under the rippling, steaming water. This is so tempting. Oh, you okay there? You having difficulty with something? What are you talking about? Don't be shy, let me check it out. Senpai attempts to feel me up under the water, and I dodge him swiftly as I manage in a steaming hot bath. Hey, cut it out. I just want to check. I'm not going to... Thud. Be quiet, kitten. Tiger just smacked Senpai over the head. Not forcibly, but it wasn't soft either. Senpai reels back, covering his head. He looks like he's about to cry. It's adorable in a way, but I won't feel pity for his pain after he tried messing with me. By now, I'm used to the temperature, finally getting a chance to enjoy this so-called relaxation by leaning against the bath wall and letting the warmth seep through my body. My aches fade away as the heat massages all of my muscles, and the steam comforts what parts of me remain above the water. I close my eyes and face upward. The water from the hot spring feels different, but it feels good. After spending some time in the bath, I can feel sweat starting to drip down my head. If you stay in too long, you'll start to feel dizzy. Oh, alright. Why don't you go drink some water? Then after resting a bit, you can come back in. I think I can show it again. I get out of the pool and notice the temperature difference instantly as a wave of cool air spreads over my body. I quickly grab my robe and a bottle of water. It really works. I told you. Senpai's left the bath as well. He walks around with the robe on, which is too large for him, the lower hem dragging across the ground behind his feet. Tiger and Leopard are still in their bath, their eyes closed, seemingly enjoying the hot spring. I wonder how they enjoy that without actually having real bodies. This probably isn't the best time to ask about that. I spend a few minutes in the rest area with Senpai before returning to the bath. We continue to enjoy the hot spring until our time is up and the front desk calls. So how's the hot spring? Senpai stretches his whole body while he talks. It was acceptable. What a great way to relax. Hot spring 1. Seems we all liked it, myself included. I guess it wouldn't be the worst idea to go to this again sometime. But there's no way I could afford that myself without Senpai's vouchers. Alright, so you guys want to grab something to eat after all that time in the hot spring? Any of you hungry? I certainly am. Wait a second, didn't you say that gods never get hungry? Well... who cares? Let's get to it. After talking about something to eat, we head straight to the suckling pig and the wild boar sausages they wanted earlier. For the boar sausages, I buy a flavor called magao, which is said to be a type of herb from the mountain. Leopard also asks for some barbecue, but I have to refuse him. We have too many meats already. Instead, I get him some rice served in a bamboo tube. We keep walking along the old street, enjoying the sights and foods. Eventually, we make it to the end of the streets as dusk takes over the sky above. The mountain is cloaked in orange while the sky dyed lavender by the last lights of the sun. I'm so full. Yeah, I feel like I ate too much too. You asked for it. I told you not to order so much for those two gluttons. I won't argue you on being a glutton, but I didn't force Liao to buy me anything. Boar meat is good. Liao should have more. He's so aggressive about it. Yeah, it was good. I couldn't tell if its actual flavor because the magao overpowered it, but it did have a different texture than I'm used to from pork. But the bamboo tube rice was really good, along with the suckling pig. Honestly, I don't regret eating so much. I lean against the rail of the bridge we're on and look into the deep lavender sky. The sun returns past the horizon, and the first few stars begin to come out and twinkle. Instead of staying at home, I just spend a really nice day outside. I'm glad they're here with me. After all, this won't last long. One day I'm going to need to choose one of them. I can't really do that, can I? Eventually, I just need to ask them to leave so I can focus on my studies. I'm just thinking about this too much. It's all gonna work out eventually. Hopefully. Senpai, it's getting late, and you're not wearing enough to stay out at night. Shouldn't we go home now? Nah, I'm fine. Well, I guess it is getting too late to do much, though. It would be better to head home. Alright, let's go. Yup. On our way back through the old street, I bought some hot spring eggs that Tiger requested. I also ended up buying a box of Malay mochi for Tiger. I guess that's my lunch for tomorrow sorted. Feels like Leopard and Tiger just keep on feeding me these days. I'm not going to get fat because of these two, right? Okay. Even though it's extremely early, I am going to leave off for tonight. Even though, like I said, it is extremely early. Sorry for the extreme censorship, but I don't know, I was extremely confused. But oh well, I'd rather be safe than sorry. So anyways, stay safe and have a good night.